What's up, sportsbooks? Sometimes sportsbooks, they give you free money, and this is an example of that. These are the types of promos, if you want to build your sports betting bankroll, you have to be looking for and taking advantage of on a consistent basis. So FanDuel has this promo for tonight, which is you place a 4-leg same game parlay plus, or parlay on any 625 MLB games, and you'll get a bonus in free bets equal to the size of your wager. Max wager $20. So in other words, we bet $20 on a FanDuel parlay, and they're going to give us a free $20 free bet, right? They're going to give us $20 in free bets. And then, of course, you can just go to the OddsJam. OddsJam literally has a betting tool. It's called the free bet converter tool for free bets, where you can put in the sportsbook right here, where you have your free bet. So for example, on FanDuel, you can put in FanDuel, and this will show you the best free bet conversion opportunities if you want to turn your free bet into cash risk-free. So for example, we can see on FanDuel, the best free bet conversion rate currently is 80%, with Miguel Cabrera over half of a home run. So Miguel Cabrera to hit a home run. So you could place your $20 free bet on that on FanDuel, Cabrera to hit a home run, plus 640. You could go hedge at minus 700 odds, $112, exactly what the calculator tells you, right? On DraftKings, which has Cabrera under half of a home run at minus 700, and you'll convert your free bet, your $20 free bet, into $16 in risk-free profit, which is an 80% conversion rate. So long story short, we're basically getting a free $16 from FanDuel if we place a 4-leg parlay. So what we're going to do is just, of course, use the OddsJam Positive EV tool to try to find the best 4 lines available on FanDuel, right? We always want to be looking for value as a sports bettor. So for example, we can click into the strikeout prop. We have Logan Gilbert over 6.5 strikeouts, right? It should be pretty clear that this is a great leg to include into your FanDuel parlay, right? So no other sportsbook is even giving us plus money. Caesars is pricing this at minus 119, DraftKings minus 110, and Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook out there, the most efficient betting market, they're pricing this at minus 116. So we're getting plus 112 on FanDuel. So that seems like a great bet, right, to include into our parlay. So we'll go over to the Angels game, and that'll be our first leg, right? So we'll go ahead, we'll lock this in as our first leg, and then we just need 4 more. So typically you can just take the highest 4 bets. It's really that simple. You know, you want to make sure you're getting great value as a sports bettor, and that's what this tool is showing you, right? It's constantly scanning all of these player prop odds, player bases, hits markets, you know, run lines, alternate run lines, first half markets, everything for you to try to find you value as a sports bettor. And we can see pretty clearly, like, this Logan Gilbert bet is incredible, right? Plus 112 odds. So same thing here, right? Plus 114, clear pricing discrepancy that we're able to get this plus 114 in the Brewers Blue Jays game. So this will be our second leg. So we'll go here, and now we have 2 overs and strikeouts. And then we'll see what's next. Next, we have a player bases prop. So next we have a batter prop, Dalton Varsho, over 1.5 player bases, plus 110 in the Diamondbacks-Tigers game. It really is that simple. We're just running down, looking for value as a sports bettor, because again, really all that matters as a sports bettor is finding value, right? It's really hard to do your own modeling. You know, I've tried for years to beat the sports books, and maybe you can squeak out some money. But like, the best way is you're just making sure you're beating the closing line, right? And you're getting great value in the bet, and the odds you're getting are at a price that justify, you know, the value compared to other sportsbook lines, right? Pinnacle, the most efficient betting market, a very sharp sportsbook. You know, they allow arbitrage betting, massive bets, because they don't think people can beat them. So when they're pricing something at minus 116 and you can get that plus 112 on FanDuel, you know, that's a pretty clear indication that this is a great bet on FanDuel, right? Pinnacle has the over favored, and we can get this plus money, plus 112 on FanDuel. So that's an incredible bet. So that's the second bet we're going to go, or the third bet. So now we have 3 bets. And then the final bet we want to go with is Gary Sanchez over 1.5 player bases. And then we can run through the math behind our parlay as well. So so this is in the Twins game I'm supposed to go to. So we want Gary Sanchez over 1.5 player bases. So 2+ bases, that's the same thing as over 1.5. So we want Sanchez plus 130. So our parlay is going to come out to plus 2091 odds. So what I can do is go ahead and hit this for the max wager 138.60, and we can run through the math. So we're staking 138.60 to win 2.9 G's in profit plus 2091 odds. So we can kind of go through everything now. We're staking 138.60. 138.60 at plus 2091 odds to win 2.9 grand. And we can go through the math of our parlay, and then we can also look at what's the value of our parlay once we consider we're also getting a free bet, right? We're getting a $20 free bet. So we'll type in FanDuel right here. And then we can go through the math. So what we need to do next is use the no vig odds calculator, which essentially removes the vig. It removes the juice from a sportsbook's market to tell you the win probability for your bet. So for example, for this first player prop, we can see that Pinnacle, they're pricing the over at minus 114, the under at minus 116, right? Over minus 114, under minus 116. So if we remove the vig, remove the juice, remove the spread, which is how all sportsbooks make money, our bet is hitting at a clip of 49.8%. So 49.8%, and the true odds are plus 100.81, right? So the true odds are plus 100.81 for this first player prop, and we're getting it plus 114 on FanDuel. So we're getting better odds than the true odds, the fair odds, the no vig odds, the zero juice odds, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of terms for it. The true line is plus 101 once you remove the vig or the juice, and we're getting it plus 114 in our FanDuel parlay, which is great value. So that's the first pick we want to go with. Logan Gilbert, minus 116, minus 114. So this time they have the over actually favored. So they, Pinnacle's model is pricing the over as a favorite with a true line of minus 116, and we're getting this plus 112 on FanDuel. So again, another incredible bet. Maybe it's because I couldn't sleep and I'm up so early, but there's a lot of early good lines out there, inefficient lines that we can take advantage of. So our second player prop, Logan Gilbert, over 5.5 strikeouts, is hitting at a clip of 50.2%. Over 6.5 strikeouts, I apologize. So over 6.5 strikeouts, over 6.5, and then we wanted, how do I spell this guy's name? Yusi Kikuchi, over 5.5 strikeouts is the first bet we had. So over 5.5 strikeouts, 49.8% win rate. Then we have Dalton Varsho, minus 118, plus 112, right? We're just removing the vig to get an indication of the fair win probability for our bet. Minus 118, minus 112. So again, this bet is favored on Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker, right? They have this favored, right? So you always want to be placing the positive EV bet on the row with the profit margin, right? So here we can see the top row has the positive profit margin, 6.27%. So you just kind of scroll over, you look for the bet in bold with a circle around it, and that's the bet you want to be on. Dalton Varsho, over 1.5 total bases. So the win probability for this pick is 50.61%. Dalton Varsho, over 1.5 bases. And then finally we have Gary Sanchez, over 1.5 bases. So we have 3 player props all together in our parlay. Plus 103, minus 136. So we removed the juice from this market. The true odds are plus 116.98. We got this in our FanDuel parlay plus 130, so we're getting value to the true line, and the win probability is 46.09%. So now we have all 4 of our bets. They're all uncorrelated. We have the win probability based on real-time odds from the sharpest bookmaker, right? Which is really the thing you care most about, right? This is the sharpest bookmaker, right? They have dozens of traders. They're taking millions of dollars in bets on MLB games. It's a very efficient betting market. So you look at their odds, right? To find line discrepancies on other sports books. That's the power in sports betting, right? It's because all sports books, they want to be unique and they have different odds. It means you can kind of view each market independently. Some markets are sharper than others to find line discrepancies and where there's value spots as a sports bettor, and use that to get extremely high profit margins on bets that, end in a day, right? These bets are all happening today. So the profit margin of this parlay, right, is that's something we're gaining in a day. So we now have the win probability for our parlay because we just multiply these 4 uncorrelated bets together. The win probability for each bet, we multiply it together. We can see that we're hitting this parlay at a clip of 5.83%, right? We're hitting this parlay 5.83% of the time. We're staking 138.6 to win 28.98. So the EV of our parlay is $38, 27% edge, right? So extremely high edge on this parlay. Parlays, of course, can be profitable if you're finding bets with edge to include in your parlay. But the thing is most sports bettors, right, they're not placing bets with edge. So as an added bonus, is essentially we're getting this plus $16, right? So what did I mess up here? So our edge is actually going to be higher because we're going to be getting a $20 free bet from FanDuel as a part of this promo, right? They're giving us a $20 free bet for placing a 4-leg parlay. A $20 free bet with the OddsJam free bet converter tool is worth $16 in profit. So on top of the $38 in EV on our parlay, FanDuel owes us a $20 free bet. So we actually have $54 in EV on this parlay, which means the EV percentage or the edge is 39.3% once you include the promotional value of the fact that FanDuel is giving us, a free bet of $20 just for placing a parlay when I already place parlays on FanDuel every day because I can find some good lines. So that's just an added benefit, of this great promo that you just have to opt into on FanDuel. So these sports betting bonuses, are a great way to build your bankroll as a sports bettor and kind of see your gains compound because this is essentially a free $20. Just go to OddsJam, look for the top 4 MLB, bets on FanDuel, parlay them together. And then on top of that, you're getting a $20 free bet. You head over to the OddsJam free bet converter tool, and you can convert that $20 free bet into $16 in profit, right? That's incredible. So I hope you found this video helpful. Any questions you have about sports betting, profitable sports betting, please don't hesitate to reach out. Book a call with us, whatever's helpful. We're happy to help, and thank you so much for your time.